win, but after everything this team has gone through, to finally be able to play a close game, win a close game, regardless of who the team you were playing is against?
Winning always feels better, than losing. At some point, in this business, we talk about the process and we talk about the day-to-day and the effort that we put in. But, at some point you need to be rewarded with a victory. And, again, moral victories only go so far. So the guys need to be rewarded. I think they saw tonight, what it's like to just claw and what can happen, even being down when you don't give in, you just continue to claw, you continue to battle. It's a resilient bunch in that locker room. Things weren't going perfect for us. We had 22 turnovers, and we didn't play the cleanest of games, but, there was grit to it, and it was ugly, and we found a way to pull it out.
About Tyreek's performance, he really found ways to create down the stretch and gave you guys buckets when you needed them.
Yeah, he's a heck of a rim attacker, and now this year you look at the percentage he's shooting from three, and teams have a tough decision to make on him. He has that strength. He got that bucket driving down the lane where he put his body on the guy and finished in traffic. He's a rare individual that has the ability to get by people and finish with that type of power. And, we've come to depend on him, and that's who he is, and that's who he's been for us.
Coach, you guys have had a lot of close games, a lot of attempted comebacks. What was the difference tonight? Why were you able to kind of get over that hump and stay there tonight?
I think some plays went our way. I think we've had opportunities. I think Rio's shot in the corner, the three he made. When shots go for you in those moments, there was loose balls and there were stops. And, it's not always going to be a basket that makes the difference in a close game. You look at the play we made at the end of the game. Tyreek did a great job of closing out on Ilyasova, and then Drew, he battled on the board. We didn't come up with it, but then he got out on Prince and got the steal there and the deflection there. So, those are the plays that are going to win ball games for you. And, hopefully you don't just make those plays in the crunch. You start to build those habits and you make those plays throughout the whole game, and, you don't put yourself in those types of tight situations. But, to have the fortitude and the toughness and the grit to finish that game out is a huge compliment to our guys.
JB, can you run through your emotions when you're seeing Atlanta get two good looks, or at least one good look at the end of the game with everything that's happened to this team? Did you say, oh, no, here we go again, or did you cross your fingers and just say, just let us have one?
There was things going through my mind that I don't want to say. But, again, the guys were there. Tyreek did a good job of closing them out and contesting that shot. Ilyasova obviously is a good three-point shooter, but on that play, our defense was better.
Coach, Andrew Harrison really looked like he really was getting into it. Like his emotions kind of drove you guys throughout that third quarter. Talk about his performance tonight and what he brought to the table, because it looked like he hit some big shots when you guys needed him for sure.
Yeah, you look at, and when you talk about growth and development, and, from where Andrew was, being a starter to start the year and then going to the bench and wasn't playing at all. He could have folded his tent, packed his little bags and gone home. But instead, every day he showed up to work. And, in this league with injuries and rotations and the amount of games you play, at some point in time, everybody's going to get a chance. And sometimes a second chance like Drew's gotten. And it's what you do in the meantime to prepare yourself for that. One of the things that Drew at the point guard position, everybody's looking at him. So positive emotion versus negative emotion, everybody sees it. And you can feel the confidence that's coming off of him now, and his teammates can feel that. And you see him playing at another level, in times when we need him most.
Coach, James Ennis tonight, was there an issue come up in injury-wise or anything like that, or just a coach's decision not to?
No, it was just a coach's decision. I thought, the group of guys that we had going at that point were going, and we just stuck with the group.
Anything else? We're pretty, but we got the job done. Talk about getting the win tonight.
It was a hard-fought game. We were down most of the game. We just made plays. We came together at halftime and said, we're not going to go out, like we used to be doing, and we just fought hard, got defensive stops, and just battled adversity.
Talk about that last possession. What was going through your mind?
We were just switching 1 through 4. Not letting. Or we weren't trying to let Shorter get the ball. Reek's contest, was a great contest. And then, we made extra plays after that. And what was going through my mind was, I couldn't have a rerun of Dallas again. But, we got the job done, and, I'm proud of these guys.
You guys are going from the worst team in the East to the best team in the East tomorrow night. You talk about the game, you got Kyrie Irving coming to town and everything.
They got a lot of young guys, and they play together with each other. They got a lot of versatility from 1 to 5. We got to be solid on defense and then take care of the basketball. That's our biggest problem right now is, taking care of the basketball, limiting our turnovers. Because, once we limit our turnovers, we find great shots. We just got to knock them down.
Thanks, Dylan.
Chandler, there's kind of like laughter in here. Guys are having fun. Does the win just do that for you?
Yeah, it's much more pleasant. Winning is everything. That's why we're all here, and it's just a much more positive feeling when you come together and you perform and play better than the other team. And we've been through a lot of negative things this year and a lot of losses, but even tonight it wasn't pretty. But man, it feels much better to be on the other side.
When you get ahead and then you get the turnover, your thought process when Ilyasova gets that good look and then they get the rebound?
I thought for sure the Bazemore was going in. It seems the way that the ball's been bouncing for us lately, but we played hard tonight. And like I said, it wasn't perfect, it wasn't pretty. That's a struggling team as well, so we can't get arrogant or anything like that. This is one game, and we got a beast of a team coming in tomorrow. But it's definitely just something to build off of, something to hold your head high and continue to improve each way we can, and just enjoy this for the night.
Have you had any conversations with JB or the organization? Because here comes Boston tomorrow, and everybody looks at the calendars like Chandler's not supposed to play in back-to-back games. Are you already out for tomorrow, and how difficult is that for you?
It's annoying. Also, I'd love to play against the better team, so I'd much rather have played tomorrow night than tonight. But we have a very, very good medical staff that I trust, and it's in their hands. So I hate when they say I'm out and it says rest. I think it looks really bad on my part, and I want to play, but I get it's a long season, and they're looking at what's best for me. And I haven't talked to them about any dates for sure about when I will start playing back-to-backs, but I look forward to it when I do.
You think it'll happen this year, that they'll let you?
This year, man, I hope so. I'm all over them to allow it, but at the same time, I get it. And when I push too hard is when I started getting sore, and I'd hate to push hard now and miss 3-4 weeks because I know I wanted to play in December. So I'm just kind of in their hands.
Thanks, Chandler.
Got it.